If you were a hard-working family man back in 2009, then you could have experienced a Lamborghini V10 in the comfort of this estate car, whilst also dropping your kids off at school and taking the dog for a walk afterwards. 20 years ago, Audi gave us buyers a chance to buy a fast family estate car with a V10 engine in it, and they called it the they just called it the S6. Yeah, I bet you were expecting me to say the RS6. Nope. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a time where the V10 was at its greatest. The V10 was at its peak. BMW used it in the E60 M5, VW used one in their Touareg in the form of the R50, Lexus used one in their LFA, Porsche was at it with the Carrera GT, and Audi used it in the S6, RS6 and R8. And what's even better about this is the fact that if you don't know what you're looking at, it could just look like an Audi A6 which has a TDI under the bonnet. I love the sleeperish look. So let's go back 20 years and experience peak automotive. I'm Max Haftavani, welcome to Driven Plus. This is a bit of me, this car. I'm very, very excited right now, simply because I'm sat in a family estate car with a V10 engine, which is a Japanese import, and it's got an upgraded exhaust. So I think we're just gonna have to cut right to the chase and put our foot down, aren't we? But before we do, let's just bring the windows down a little bit so we can hear it. Listen to it. Oh, an estate car that puts a smile on your face. This is what it's all about. Oh, it's just a fantastic engine. And that's the sound of a Lamborghini-derived V10 engine in a family estate car. It's mad. You just do not get that nowadays. And arguably, this is the one to buy as well because it's the Avant version. Yes, you could have bought the saloon version as well, but V10 family estate car, innit, bro? But you know what? I didn't know what to expect from this car today, but I didn't expect it to be so smooth. It sounds great. It's lovely to drive. It's comfortable. And it's got a sleeper vibe to it. It's the ultimate car, isn't it? Anyway, let me show you this special engine. So under the bonnet, we have a 5.2 litre naturally aspirated V10 engine, and it shares the same block from the Lamborghini Gallardo. It produces 435 horsepower and 540 newton meters of torque. That's the number stock. This has been tuned. It's running inlet manifold spacers, a lightweight crank pulley, and an upgraded exhaust. So it's now running around 450 horsepower. It sends its power to all four wheels via a ZF 6-speed automatic gearbox. I don't think a manual gearbox would have suited this car. It's got a top speed limited to 155 miles per hour, and I would say this will do a 0 to 60 time of around 5.2 seconds. So let's find out. So it's time to launch the S6 V10 from 0 to 60. But before we do, on your screen now are the stats and figures on this car, so pause your screen if you'd like to look into them. Now, this car doesn't have launch control, but we do have an S setting on the gearbox, and I'm going to brake boost it and see what we get then. So expect this to sound very good. Here we go. And there's 60, 5.23 seconds. So pretty much bang on the money on what Audi say. They say around 5 to 5.2 seconds, but apparently if you do decat these, it should do around 4.5 seconds. So maybe if the owner does decat it in the future, we'll have to get it back for another review because this is going to sound epic. Anyway, that's what this car stacks up against, and let's go back to the review. Move to the interior of the S6, and for me, this is peak Audi build quality. It's just absolutely solid. Why can't they build cars like this anymore? The use of materials is good. All this squidgy leather on the dash here is good. It feels quality, and you've got carbon fiber on the center dash. This little bit here which says Quattro there. So it's all very nice. I do like it. Has it dated? Do you know what? Considering it's 16 years old, 16, 17 years old, I don't think it has. I like the interior of this because it's got good use of buttons. You've got heated seats in the front, heated seats in the back. These are comfortable. I think these are one of my favourite Audi seats ever made because they also use these seats in the RS5 and the RS4 B8/8.5. So I really do like the seats. They're comfortable, but they're also very supporting too. And the driving position of this car is spot on. The only thing which I do think has dated is the steering wheel. However, I was speaking to the owner before and he was saying he wants to upgrade it to the RS6 steering wheel, which comes with the perforated leather, the thumb inserts, and it's also flat bottom too. So I think that'll be a nice upgrade. One funny thing before is these instrument cluster has been upgraded for, because there's a Japanese import, originally it comes with kilometers. Obviously here in the UK we use miles per hour. So what Alex had to do, he had to buy the instrument cluster from the US. So when you turn the car on, you don't have the symbols, you've got park brake, ABS or cruise. I think I prefer it actually. Now this has a solar roof, so what happens with this, when you close the roof, the solar panel will power the circulation fan and it will keep the cabin either cool or warm depending on the external temperature. Again, why can't we build cars like this anymore? I feel as if budgets have just dropped off, fell off a cliff. I think we're just happy to get heated steering wheel nowadays, aren't we? That we don't get. Anyway, let's see what this car sounds like. And when we move to the rear, personally, I think this is a timeless design. Audi knocked it out of the park. It's the perfect blend of subtleness, but also, you know, it's got something about it because it's got quad exhaust and an S6 badge here. But I think this is timeless. I love the design of these rear lights here. I love the fact it's finished in black exterior paintwork with the tinted rear glass here. And there's something about a square plate on a Japanese import. I think they look way cooler, in my opinion. Now, when we look into the boot, it opens electronically, which is very cool. And we have 565 litres of boot space. And it comes down with a click of a button like so. Audi quality. And I'll tell you what else is quality. The soundtrack this is going to make now. Come on, Alex. Wow. May as well keep going. May as well keep going, mate. I can stand there all day. Oh, the smell of it. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Alex. He wants to decat this thing as well. Right, leave your thoughts in the comments whether you think Alex should decat this or not. Anyway, time to get back on the road. So, is it fast? I mean, yes, don't get me wrong, it is a fast car, but it's not like put you back in the seat fast. It's one of those types of cars in which it actually sounds faster than it actually is because it's got that wonderful soundtrack. And it's one of those types of cars in which you always put your foot down because it's got that glorious V10 engine. So every time you do put your foot down, you get the fantastic soundtrack, which makes you giddy. What a car. What a car. And the S6 was overshadowed by the RS6, and rightly so, because that was the flagship car. But for me, I think this is cooler because it's an S. It's not even full-blown Audi performance, but yet we still have a V10. That is so cool. The RS6, on the other hand, was turbocharged. Same engine, but it was faster. And considering the E60 M5 had a V10 engine too, I don't think it was as big of a deal that the RS6 had a V10 as well, because other people were doing it. But the S6, on the other hand, had no right to have a V10 engine. We're talking about the same car in which 2 generations after this, Audi put a 3-litre TDI engine in it, and they still called it the S6. So we've gone from a Lambo-derived V10 S6 to a TDI engine. I don't know which is more of an anomaly. And if you want to buy one, technically, you are going to struggle for a decent example one. Now, I was looking on Auto Trader last night, and there was only 3 C6 S6s for sale. One was a saloon, which was up for sale for around, I think, £11,000, and there was 2 Avants for sale. One was really, really cheap for like 6 grand, and then another was on another end of the spectrum for like 22 grand. So you have to understand what you want to buy. However, in the grand scheme of things, that's pretty good value if you're going to buy that 6 grand one. Think of it, you're getting a naturally aspirated V10 for £6,000. So if you just want to buy one for the sake of experiencing a V10 engine, hell of a package, isn't it? But remember, and there's a huge but here, you have a Lamborghini-derived supercar V10 in front of you. And that just screams money in terms of maintenance costs, fuel costs, and how much it's going to cost to fix. And especially if you're going to buy one in a fuel crisis like we are today, I don't think it's particularly the best time to buy a V10 S6. However, I don't think there's ever a right time to buy a V10 S6, so you may as well just do it. if you've got some sense or no sense. And it's weird because at the minute I've got a Skoda Octavia VRS estate on loan from Skoda at the minute, and that's now the formula of a fast estate car, isn't it? 2-litre engine, around 300 horsepower, 4-wheel drive sometimes, and a big boot. Whereas 20 years ago, it was very different, wasn't it? And at the end of the day, it's a big family estate car. So although the power isn't an issue, what about when we start trucking this around corners? Now this has been lowered. I just can't get enough of that V10. But to be fair, considering its weight, it's quite a heavy thing. It weighs over 2 tons. It handles quite well. But let's just say we take it out of the sport setting for a minute and put it in normal drive, and it just turns into your lovely everyday A6 estate car with a massive fuel bill. But I would like to say a huge thanks to Alex for letting me review the Audi S6 V10 today. Massive thanks, mate, appreciate it. Wonderful car, and I think everyone has enjoyed seeing this car on film today. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you again soon for another Driven Plus review. Thank you guys, see you soon, bye bye.